Well, the sad loss of one of the world's great voices, Aretha Franklin, has served to highlight a little-known illness, neuroendocrine tumour. It's a rare cancer that's often misdiagnosed, and it's robbed us not only of the Queen of Soul, but Apple founder Steve Jobs. The Unicorn Foundation is dedicated to raising awareness of neuroendocrine tumour, or NETs, and joining us is co-founder and CEO Simone Layden. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Brett. Thanks for the opportunity.
Now, everyone's heard of Aretha Franklin, but I guess most people have not heard of this particular type of cancer.
No, they haven't, and I think the misconception is, and what goes out and what's more easily explained, is that she passed away of pancreatic cancer. But she actually had a rare form called neuroendocrine, which presents itself very differently. The more common pancreatic cancer usually affects older people and generally doesn't have very many symptoms, and sadly the prognosis for those people is quite terrible. Whereas with neuroendocrine cancer, it can exhibit symptoms such as irritable bowel syndrome or weight loss or abdominal pain, and can affect young people to older people, men and women equally. And so what we're using today, and in the sadness of Aretha Franklin, is to try and raise awareness about those symptoms to potentially save lives.
And it's an illness that can have a very long period before it can be fatal. As we saw, Aretha Franklin had it for a number of years, and so did Steve Jobs.
Absolutely. I think reports were that today she was diagnosed potentially back in 2010, and probably actually was having symptoms back 5 years prior to that. So it can be a very long time, and that's the problem because it's not picked up early enough, because it really has common symptoms. And unfortunately, we need to raise awareness in the medical community to actually be aware that that is actually a symptom to this. That's probably why, you know, it does go on for a long time.
And I should point out too, this isn't just theoretical to you, you've got a very personal link to this.
I do. Sadly, my sister was diagnosed with pancreatic neuroendocrine cancer when she was 29, and sadly lost her battle 5 years later. And we know now that, you know, we've advanced in so many ways, but we do have such a fair way to go because of the awareness, and because obviously it's a hard word to say, it's a hard one to explain, but for the thousands of Australians that are diagnosed each year, it's really important that we shine a light on it.
So you want people to be aware of the sorts of symptoms they should look out for. So what are they?
So they are, as I mentioned, irritable bowel syndrome, very common symptoms, and we don't want to scare people into thinking that they have this, but if they're presenting on a very regular basis with abdominal pain or irritable bowel or rapid weight loss, and for other neuroendocrine cancers it can be asthma-like symptoms and flushing of the face. So these are common symptoms, hence why they are misdiagnosed, and we just want medical people to be aware of this, the GPs to be aware of this, but also patients to question if they're not happy with the diagnosis they're getting.
And where should people go if they want more information?
So we have our website, unicornfoundation.org.au, and we can help with that. We have a specialist nurse support service there as well, and we can also, you know, direct people into finding other information, but also ask your GP.
Well, we've lost a great voice today, but hopefully raised awareness of an illness. Thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.